Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm definitely pregnant. Hi, I'm Alyssa and welcome to my channel. If you clicked on this video, then maybe you're wondering if you are pregnant. And I wanted to make this video for you because I watched so many videos of people describing their first signs of pregnancy leading up to their positive pregnancy test, or their BFP. So so that's why I'm making this video, and I hope that you find something helpful. So I am pretty sure that I got my ovulation day right, but it could be off by 1 day. So I'm just going to give you my estimated days past ovulation, and it could be off by 1 day. So let's just get right to it. So we were not planning on getting pregnant. This was not a planned pregnancy, but I knew that it was a possibility this month because of what happened. As my Nana said, I had been exposed. So I knew that I had been exposed to the possibility of becoming pregnant, and so I knew to watch for symptoms, but I also was not expecting it at all. I had the flu about a month prior, and it totally threw my cycle off, and I did not have my typical signs, fertility signs. So whenever I started to have symptoms, I was actually surprised. I wasn't like looking for the symptoms, like, are they gonna happen? But whenever I, started having symptoms, I was thinking, oh my goodness, like, I think these are pregnancy signs. My first sign was 4 days past ovulation. And if you are not interested in anything TMI, then just go ahead and exit out of this video. So my first sign was 4 days past ovulation, and that was very light spotting after sex. And that is one of the symptoms that I had with my first daughter. I have a 2-year-old, and it just doesn't ever happen other than whenever I'm pregnant. So that was interesting, and that was only 4 days after I ovulated, and I was like, oh my goodness, could this be something? And that just kind of put me on higher alert to look for future symptoms. Okay, so the next one was lower back pain. And this was 5 days past ovulation that I got some pain in my lower back, and that continued for a few days. And then 6 days past ovulation, I had a slight burning sensation in what I assume was my uterus. It was just in my very, very low abdomen near like your bladder, I guess. But I know what a UTI feels like. That's not the sensation that I was feeling. It felt more so of what maybe like stretching or something would feel like. And it was just a feeling of something interesting was going on in there. Now, 7 days past ovulation, I was just having all of these weird things happening, and I guess that was just my body was, obviously it was making a baby, and it was just kind of being thrown into shock or something. And I have a list of, I had some heartburn, regurgitation, bloat, cramping, just like weird pains and twinges around this area. Oh, my heart racing. I had like heart palpitations with my first pregnancy, and so that for me was a sign, and it makes sense because your body's like producing more blood. Anyways, I talked to my doctor about it when I was pregnant with her. They weren't worried about it, so. And also slightly tender, and I thought maybe slightly darker nipples. And that was the first sign with my first pregnancy, was my nipples got big and dark, like immediately, but they never really went back to normal after having my daughter and breastfeeding for a year. And so it was just kind of hard to tell. Now I can tell, yes, they look more like pregnant nipples, but still the change isn't as drastic as it was with my first pregnancy, just because they had never completely gone back to normal. So if this is your first pregnancy, just say goodbye to your nipples. They'll never be the same. Enough talk about nipples. 8 days past ovulation, I felt like some twinges in what I thought might be my uterus, just like down there. I had some bouts of nausea pretty much like throughout the day. I would just randomly be like, oh, just get that like nausea hits you. And I had an aversion to coffee. I could not finish a cup of coffee, and I love black coffee. I drink like 2 to 3 cups every morning. Not now because I'm pregnant, but usually. And I could not finish a cup, and I thought, okay, something's happening. I had a more sensitive gag reflex, and I had a weird taste in my mouth. Now, if you look online, it'll say, they call it a metallic taste in your mouth, and I guess I just don't know what a metallic anything tastes like, so I can't compare, but it is definitely a distinct, weird taste that you cannot get out. You can't brush your teeth or brush your tongue and get it out. It's like a taste that's in your breath, and it doesn't leave. And that was a moment of, oh my goodness, yes, I'm definitely pregnant, because the only time I've ever tasted that and had that experience was whenever I was pregnant.